Hello, everyone. Hi again. Good to see you. We now would like to call Mr. Amitabh Shah, who is the founder and Chief Inspiration Officer of Yuva Unstoppable. Amitabh?
Thanks, Priyanka. Hi.
So we were talking just a little bit outside, and I was hooked onto your story. So let's just start out with Yuva Unstoppable. What is a Chief Inspiration Officer?
So Chief Inspiration Officer is someone who keeps getting inspired by everybody else. So, who gets inspired by the maid who's working, 14 hours a day to take care of her children's education, by the security guard at Taj, who's there saluting everyone, by the waiters outside taking good care of us, by the teachers, the frontline warriors. So Chief Inspiration Officer is someone who keeps getting inspired by everyone and tries to bring a smile on other people's faces.
That's fantastic. And you are doing some fantastic work all across the country, especially during the pandemic. Can you tell us a little bit about what Yuva Unstoppable does?
Sure. So there's about 1.1 million schools across India, the government schools. A lot of these schools, for 400 girls, there'll just be 1 or 2 bathrooms. The dishwashing, drinking, hand washing area will simply be 1 faucet of water. Forget a smart classroom, they'll paint the wall black and write on it with a chalk. So what we have done is we've kind of rejuvenated about 3,000 schools across the country for about 3 million children. So for every 40 girls, there's a separate bathroom. For every 40 kids, there's a separate faucet of water. And we tied up with Google to put in the smart classrooms so that, how we learned about liver, kidney, Gandhiji in a textbook growing up. This is all done through audio visuals. So in Karnataka, it's in Kannada. In Gujarat, it's in Gujarati. In Maharashtra, it's in Marathi. And what we have observed is the children improve their maths and science almost 4 times more due to their digital learning.
Okay.
So we've got 3 million kids in these 3,000 schools. And also during COVID, we worked with the Honorable President's inspiration, and he came to a couple of our programs and said, why don't you focus on vaccinating the vulnerable elderly? So in the US, they were giving beer as an incentive and $100 to get vaccinated. So we went to the villages where there was, 1 or 2% vaccination ratio and gave them 1 liter of cooking oil.
Great.
So we procured almost 3 million liters of oil and gave it to all the dada dadis who are not coming to get vaccinated. In the centers where there were, just 2-3 people coming every day, there was lines of 500 dadimas outside to get the tail and get the vaccine. So we were able to turn these villages into 100% vaccinated in less than a week's time.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
That's a round of applause for that. That's fantastic work, actually. Can you tell me a little bit about, since you're the Chief Inspiration Officer, what inspired you to do this type of work?
Sure. So usually, we always say, I'm inspired by this billionaire or this politician or this celebrity. In my case, I got lucky. And I was inspired by my nanny.
Oh, really?
So my nanny, दूध का glass लेके पीछे आती थी, she was, putting oil in my hair, bathing me as a baby. Her name was Kamlaba. I went to Yale for my MBA. And one of the summers when I'd come to Ahmedabad, which is my hometown, I saw Swadesh, which some of you might have seen with Shah Rukh Khan. And I told my mom, I want to go and find my nanny. So she was close to Nirma University. There's a village called Gota Chokadi, and she was sitting under a tree, only weighed 25 kgs, skin and bones, 82 years old. And I found out that she was being abused by her kids, just being fed once a day, all the cooking and cleaning budi maa se karwate the. And I thought I can't leave her here anymore. So she comes back to my place. We put 3-4 kgs on her in a month's time and take her to an old age home. And there I met her roommate Savita Ba, who was in her late 70s. And I said, why are you here? And she said, my son said, I'm going to take a vacation for 2 days. He left me here. It's been 2 years. Did he send you to pick me up? So I said, no, but I told some of my friends, why don't we start going here? I'm not going back to the US. I'm staying here. And we started a volunteer movement. We had employees from Adani, HDFC, Kotak, Microsoft, IBM, housewives, doctors, lawyers, billionaires' children were coming, and also Dhobi's kids were coming to give their time. Because I think 770 million people below the age of 35, they can definitely do a lot. And I must add, one thing which has inspired me the most about this city is that there's so many startups who have done so well. And you guys might not be aware, but we have started something called the Young India Philanthropic Pledge. So if you're below 45, 100 million in net worth, you can pledge 25% of your wealth to charity. And you'll be hearing some of our people who have joined. So Nikhil Kamath, Prashant Prakash, has been a part of that. Sujit Kumar of Udan. So not only is this place vibrant in terms of entrepreneurship, but this is a super vibrant place in terms of giving and leading the way across the country. So round of applause to all the unicorns and startups doing so much good work for the society.
And my last question to you, it's actually you led me right into it. That 60% of youth is below the age of 30. I think about over 50% is below the age of 25. So India is a very vibrant democracy, one of the most vibrant in the world. Not many countries have this type of demographic. Can you tell me about, and maybe some of our audience will also be able to relate, how are you planning to engage youth on more than a volunteer basis? You've turned this into your life and your career, but somebody from Yale or somebody from Harvard doing their MBA or doing their MPA and coming down here, how can they turn their career into meaningful work like yours?
See, I think young people are not useless, but they're used less. And I think every single young person now is so sensitized towards giving back to the society, be it the time, talent, treasure. You see a lot of fundraisers on Give India where so many young people are giving 5 rupees, 20 rupees, 1,000 rupees. People are coming and teaching maths and science online to kids. Not just that, but we have thousands of girls who we've given scholarships to have, right after 10th, if anybody gets more than 80%, dhobi ke, rickshawala ke, unke beti betiya, we help them through the JEE NEET until they become an engineer or a doctor.
Great.
And these girls have gotten into IBMs and Googles, and they are giving us scholarships. They're like, our parents are used to staying in a 12 by 12 bhaiya, so they will stay there for maybe 2-3 more years. But can we fund 5 girls' education? So I think it is already happening all around us. And COVID has brought that compassion in us a lot more because we've all lost someone around us, during the second wave at least. So we all think, what is the purpose of life? Jab main upar jaunga, so, the zeros are not going to come. Kitne achhe karm kiye, that's going to come. And young people are thinking like that. And when we met Honorable President just 2 months ago, we had taken several of the unicorns from here who were pledging their wealth, 25% over a period of their lifetime. And he said to all you fintech and edtech guys, I want to tell you about the mathematics of God. You know that if you will give one, you will 100% get 1,000. I was living in such a small house, and I've got a slightly bigger house because I've always continued to go on the path of giving and serving everywhere I was.
That's right.
So that is my request to all of you, that 75% keep for your family, 25% please pledge, and India will become a superpower in giving as well.
Great. Thank you so much, Amitabh. I think we're out of time, but thank you for your wonderful story and all of your great work. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Priyan.